Good morning, my lovely friends. So it's been a couple of days since I last vlogged, but I finally finished going through all of my physical edits of Death on Deck. So that's just, it's 225 pages of edits. I've got like, I don't know, at least 10,000 more words that I need to write between adding new chapters and doing all of that. I'm going with my friend Rachel to Gardener's Used Books, and so I really want to go through all of my books here. I already have a box of books that I showed you guys last time whenever I cleaned up my office area, which, just so you know, it's back to being like a complete and utter mess, because I'm not like a quiet creative person or like a what would you call it, a neat creative person. I kind of explode in whatever area I am in and just like completely unravel my whole entire life to create things. It's time to go back in and clean it up again, make a mess first, because I'm gonna go through all of my books and see if there's any that I really do not need to keep, because Courtney, you don't need to keep every single book you have. You have limited space, Courtney. I'm also saying that so that future editing Courtney listens. But you want to know what's probably going to happen? I'm going to go to Gardener's Used Bookstore and I'm going to turn in books, but then I'm also going to buy books. I have a problem, guys. I have an issue. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm gonna try and take you all along for the ride. To say I have no self-control is an understatement. Yes, hello Cleo. So, last you saw, I went to Gardener's with my friend Rachel, and I had, if you saw my Instagram stories, I had almost $300 worth of store credit. Now granted, I have been saving up this credit for years. I'm not the biggest used bookstore person. I love supporting them, and I will go in and take any book that I am done with, and like that I don't need to have in my library, I will take to them. But I mostly let friends and family use my credit, because a lot of people really love their books. There's nothing wrong with that, but by really love, I mean all of the spines are cracked and pages are bent, covers are bent, things like that. And I am bougie when it comes to my books. And I like them to look darn near pristine. And so I have not shopped for myself at Gardener's in a while. So I had some books that I needed to drop off. And then I had credit for like comics and kids books and things like that. So I told Rachel that she could get whatever she wanted and that I would use my credit for her. And so she got a ton of stuff. And then I got Alex 4 books because they have a pretty good kids section. But then, guys, I hauled more books than I returned. The whole entire reason for me to go and turn in all of those books is because I have no more shelf space. None. I have zero shelf space. Like, no more. No more shelf space. But I have, let's do an impromptu haul, shall we? So, I think I've got the first one in this series, but it's the Stay at Home Dad Mystery Series 1. Like, that's just freaking awesome. So this is popped off. For this dad, some sports aren't all fun and games. I just couldn't, and I really do need to pick up the first book in the series. I think it's Stay at Home Dead. I'm pretty sure I have that. Like, I'm like 93% certain that I do. So we've got the Stay at Home Dead. This one just looked freaking adorable. Look how cute that is. Like, come on. It says To Fetch a Felon. This is, it got 2 paws up from Sophie Kelly. Do you guys know how much I freaking love Sophie Kelly's Magical Cats mystery series? This is by Jennifer Hawkins. And it says basically that Emma leaves London and her life in high finance behind her and moves to an idyllic village in Cornwall with its cobblestone streets and twisting byways. She plans to open a village tea shop and bake the recipes handed down to her from her beloved grandmother. And of course, there will be plenty of space for her talking corgi, Oliver. There's a talking corgi in this book. Of course I had to buy it. So this next book I actually just read last month, and I buddy read it with Ellie Alexander, and I enjoyed it enough to purchase it. And it's the By the Book mystery series by Tamara Barry, and it is best-selling thriller author Tessa Harrow and her teenage daughter Gertrude need a fresh start. Now that Tessa's divorce is final, and the best place for her and Gertie to heal and reconnect is the rustic cabins in the woods that she inherited from her grandfather. And it's just, I really enjoyed it. And I liked the fact that the author made the main character an author. I'm totally digging that. Okay, the next one I have is not the first in the series. I think this is the second one in the series. Which means I need to go and find the first one. It's called Bayou Book Thief. I think I have that. I see it over there. Guys, I'm in a mood. Anyway, it's Wined and Died in New Orleans. Look at that cover. Ugh. Guys, and like, look how pristine this condition is. Pristine. But it says it's hurricane season in New Orleans, and vintage cookbook fan Ricky James Diaz is trying to shelve her weather-related fears and focus on her business, Miss V's Vintage Cookbook and Kitchenware Shop. And it just, it sounds really good, and the cover was stunning. This one is also by Ellen Byron. And even though the cover is bent a little, it's signed by the author. So I had to get it. And it's a Cajun country mystery. And this is the first in the series. Plantation Shutters. It says it's the end of the summer, and prodigal daughter Maggie Crozat has returned to her family's plantation turned bed and breakfast in Louisiana. The Crozats have an inn full of guests for the local food festival, elderly honeymooners, the Cajun Cuties, a mysterious stranger from Texas, a couple of hipster lovebirds, and a trio of Georgia frat boys. But when the elderly couple keels over dead within minutes of each other, one from very unnatural circumstances, Maggie and the others suddenly become suspects in a murder. Not gonna lie, I kind of grabbed it because of the cover and the fact that it was signed by the author. I did not necessarily read the synopsis. Then we have Better Homes and Corpses, a Hampton home and garden mystery series. Like, there's a slight crease right here, but like, that's beautiful. After Meg Barrett found out her fiancé still had designs on his ex-wife, she decided it was time to refurbish her life. Leaving her glamorous job at Top Home and Garden magazine, she fled Manhattan for Montauk, only to find that decorating can sometimes lead to detecting. Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I got the third book in the Stay at Home Dad series, Father Knows Death. Guys, these dad puns are just, like, I'm just dying inside. It just sounds so good. So good. Okay, so the next book I got because I have read the whole entire series, except for the first one, because the second book in the series was actually a book club pick for Spencer and Samantha's Murder and Teacup book club, and they had chosen the second book in the series, and I didn't know that. And then I read the rest of the series, but it's the Seaside Cafe Mystery series by Bree Baker, aka Julie and Lindsay. And so I was like, I mean, I have to read the first one. And this series, I read 2 through the end, and it made me cry and had my heart. And I really, really, really loved this series, so I had to get it. The next one I had to get was Iced Chiffon, a consignment shop mystery series. It's always something to gossip about in Savannah, Georgia, and Reagan Summerside always seems to be in the middle of it. She's busy running her consignment shop, the Prissy Fox, with her vivacious auntie Kiki. But now the gossip and the sales are about to pick up after a gruesome discovery. Love it, love it. And then I did get the second in the Hampton's Home and Garden Mystery series. It's called Hearse and Gardens. Yeah. I am so thrilled. And then, so those are all my cozy mysteries. And then I got this book. Rachel got it for me, actually, as a thank you for getting her all of her books, because she got a good stack. And they actually had Stephen King's Fairy Tale. And I have never read a Stephen King book. And so this one just sounds really, really, really good. And so I have been wanting to read it and pick it up, but I did not want to pay the $32.50 that the cover says that it is. So yeah, that is the haul that I did. This vlog is going to be 1,000,000 minutes long. I hope you're enjoying it. I don't know, since I have summer off, I wanted to sort of bring you guys in a little bit on my everyday life. But you've seen a little bit of my writing, a little bit of me organizing, and a book trip with a book haul. I think that's good for this week's vlog. So thank you so much for joining me. That's the end of this chapter of Courtagonist. Please, please, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, happy reading. Bye.